You think if you were on a ballot in 2020 that you would defeat President Trump?
I mean, I look, yeah, I will not answer that direct question for obvious reasons.
The reason I ask is people say, well, you know, we can't have another candidate of color, we can't have a woman because...
Well, that kind of stuff I don't buy. The idea that there's some demographic or profile of a particular candidate that is the optimal one or the ideal one, that's just not how I've seen politics work. I think people respond to candidates who speak to the moment. You don't know how all these various factors are going to converge until you try, and you know, generalizations that we draw about, well, a woman's not going to win this time, oh, this is ideal time for a woman, you've had one black guy, so you can't have another black guy.
But you know why I mean, I'm not subscribing to that theory, but you know why it comes up, because
I'm a black guy.
You spoke, right. You spoke, remember, you're great.
President Trump sued this afternoon to try to stop his tax returns from being released. He's filing a lawsuit against New York State officials and the House Ways and Means Committee. The president and his legal team are also calling for the court to block a brand new New York State law passed to help Congress get a hold of his tax returns. Let's bring in CNN's Christina Lesching. Christina, what are the president's lawyers arguing here?
They're arguing that this is nothing more than political retribution. Just some background here, Jake. Lawmakers in New York passed a law that would allow them to hand over his state tax returns, Trump's state tax returns, over to Congress. And what the lawyers are saying is essentially this violates his First Amendment protections against congressional investigations into Trump as a private citizen, and that the state tax returns won't help Congress in its stated duty of overseeing the IRS, which is why Congress says it wants his federal tax returns. But let me tell you what's really going on here. These are not new legal arguments from the Trump camp. This is Trump hitting back in a position that he feels that he's strong on. His attorney today giving CNN this statement, which I think you got from Seculo: the harassment tactics lack a legitimate legislative purpose. The actions taken by the House and New York officials are nothing more than political retributions, Jake. And this comes on the heels of Trump winning two other court battles, one from D.C. and Maryland on the anti-corruption case, the emoluments case, and the other, a court siding with Trump to basically stop or pause Democratic subpoenas for financial information from the Trump Organization. So Trump feeling really strong right now and hitting while he thinks that he's strong.
And Christina, the New York Attorney General responded to this lawsuit. What is that?
That's right. She ran on cracking down on Trump. She's very upfront about it. Letitia James, she says President Trump has spent his career hiding behind lawsuits, but as New York's chief law enforcement officer, I can assure him that no one is above the law, not even the President of the United States. So sounds like a battle here. Look, I think it's just a matter of time before the American people see Trump's tax returns. The question is, can he hold off until the next election?
Breaking news now on Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We are just now learning she has undergone new treatment for cancer. So we don't have a lot of information right now. Let's go first to our Supreme Court reporter, Ariane DeVogue. And Ariane, what do you know?
Right, we've just gotten this statement from the court that said that she has completed radiation therapy for a tumor in her pancreas. It was detected in early July. The court said Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg today completed a 3-week course of radiation therapy at Sloan Kettering. The focused radiation treatment began in August 5th and was administered on an outpatient basis. She says that she is continuing right now to be active, the tumor was treated definitively, and there is no evidence of disease elsewhere in the body. Brooke, of course, this comes after she was diagnosed with lung cancer in 2018. That's all the information we have, and of course it comes just a couple months before the new term is about to start.
This is obviously news that you don't want to hear. It sounds as they said that this has been treated, and they use the word radiation treatment. They also use the term no evidence of disease, also known sometimes as NED. And you know, that's a term, and it's difficult to say this because when you hear no evidence of disease, you think, oh, it's gone. But Brooke, the reality of this is that people can have NED, no evidence of disease. That just means at that point in time that you're looking, there is no evidence of disease. Unfortunately, especially with something like pancreatic cancer, which can be so aggressive, then you look 6 months later and you do find it. So you want to think about this in a sort of a very balanced way. You don't want to think something terrible, but on the other hand, you do want to realize that NED, no evidence of disease, that's what's going on right now. It doesn't say what's going to go on in the future.